Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G-Bears Off Gridways, a homestead in the desert. And here we are, like 3 days till Christmas, and I'm out here trying to get a few things done. I want to start off the new year with some resolutions, and you say you want a resolution. Oh well, no, that's a different song. Anyway, yeah, dogs are out here doing their thing. There's 3 of them here. Shorty disappeared, and Shorty was always an outcast. So I don't know if he just moved on and went somewhere else, because all the other dogs picked on him. And I'd have to stand in between them when they were eating to make sure that the other dogs didn't pick on him. But DOG has claimed when I'm not around, he's going to be the boss. So the others are kind of respecting him about that. Also, Patches. He hasn't been feeling well lately. And the last couple of times I put out food, he didn't want to eat. But then this afternoon, when I put out some stuff for lunchtime, he got right into it and wolfed it right down. So he's starting to feel better. And he comes over and wants his head scratched. So that's what's going on there. As you can see, I've been working on breaking the pile of pallets down. But just yesterday, I took the top 3, I think, off of there. And that took all day. For some reason, these are really hard to take apart. The nails don't want to come out very easily. Although this one might not be too bad. It looks like there's only 2 nails in this board and 2 nails in that board. That one might come apart pretty quick. But they're taking a long time to get apart. And some of them, the heads snap off the nails. So what I have to do there, I don't know if anybody knows this trick or not, but when you've got a head, let me go around the other side here. I see a couple of nails that are bent over. When you've got a nail with a head broken off, of course, there's no way for you to grab it with the claw of a hammer or a bar or anything like that to get it to. Let's see if I. So if that head was missing, there's no way to grab it with a claw to where you could slide up and pry it out. So you got to be another way of doing it. So what I do is I take a pair of vice grips like this, and I'll snap them about that high off of the end. Let me set this down and grab it with 2 hands, because you do want it really, really tight on there with vice grips. And then you can put your bar underneath that, and you don't want to jerk. Don't ever jerk on these nails that are hard to get out. You just want to apply steady pressure. See how it all of a sudden released? And that's it. Of course, now my pliers are all the way down there, but that's no problem, because I got a magnetic pickup item I can just reach down there and grab that with. But anyway, that's a good little trick to remember if you're working with taking things apart and nails are snapped off heads. That's the way to do it. All right, so I got a bunch more of the 4x4s lined up here from the ones I took apart. And this is the size that I'm cutting for firewood. And my neighbor up the road has been buying it because I sell it a lot cheaper than the stores do. I was down at the market today, and they had bundles of firewood. There was 10 pieces of wood. That's it. 10 split log pieces of wood, the little rectangular ones, about half the size of one of these. I'd say you split one of these down. So that would be 2 pieces, and then 5 times that amount. And they wanted almost $6 for that plus tax. And I'm like, wow, firewood sure is expensive. So what I've been doing is I've been putting these 4 across and 7 high, so 28 pieces. And that's, if you split them in half, that would be 56 pieces. And I'm selling those to my neighbor for $2.50 a piece, so a bundle. So that saves her money and keeps her house warm, and it helps me get rid of some wood and make a little cash on the side. So those I'm going to sit down and nail all of those nails out by hand with a hammer, and then pull them out from the other side. And as you can see, I got a bucket full of nails here. And if you look at the sky, it doesn't look very good, but there's only a 20% chance of rain. And it's kind of gone past us already, so I don't think I'm going to get rained on. So another thing I planned on doing out here, I found a few boxes of these, not that, a few boxes of these out in the desert somebody had dumped. Okay, so somebody did a job, replaced a bunch of lock sets on an office building. They pulled the key and knob lock out of there, and they you probably used the same key and knob lock back on the new lock set that they put in, because these are just kind of ugly, and I'm sure the office just wanted to make them look nice. So I got like 4 boxes of these, and since I'm a locksmith, I used to do some commercial work, so I have these key and knob locks in my storage. And this is a used one that came out of an office that I did, and it's got 2 keys to it down in here and all of the parts, so I can put that into this and it'll work. So you say, well, what are you going to use that for? Well, I can't work out here when the wind's blowing out of the northeast, because it blows right in through the shop here and makes it very uncomfortable. So what I'm going to do is, since my light switches are on this side, right where this board is, I'll use this 2x4 as the, or 2x3 as the hinge side. And then this one, I'll cut the center out of it. I'll put a header up there and use this as the footer. And then I'll put a couple of angled pieces to give it a little bit of support. I'm going to make a man door through the garage door. So the only time I have to open up the garage door is when I'm moving in and out large pieces of machinery or whatever. In the winter time, when I want to go in there and work and stay warm, I can bring my propane heater out that mounts on top of a 20-pound bottle, and I can warm up the shop while I'm inside there with the door closed, and don't have to worry about wind blowing on me or anything like that. And it'll get pretty warm in there, and I'll be able to also move that propane heater from here into that container if I'm working in there. And that one's got my homemade potbelly stove in it, but I could also move it into that one if I'm working in there. So that works out as a good plan for the future. So I will be getting that done, and I'll let you know. I'll show you what I did when I get that done. Chickens have been, and this is a plus for the Grub Terra that I did a review on. The chickens have been increasing their egg laying already. Now, it's only been a few days since I did that video, and I started them on the stuff and took them off of the old one and put them on the new one. But I've been getting 3 to 4 eggs a day now without a problem every day. So it is doing its job, and their feathers are looking a heck of a lot better. I mean, they had some with feathers missing and things like that, and they're all growing back in really well. So it does what it claims so far, but I'm still going to give it like 2 weeks time and see if I can get these guys back up to the 6 and 7 and 8 eggs a day that I was getting before, so that I can get some of those sold. and also maybe do some baking. So I did also transfer the water down from the totes that were up there into the totes down here. You remember those 2 totes that were up by Tomcat's condo? The 2 of those equally full came up to the second bar up here on the totes. Now I ran all of that down here. I pumped it all down, and these are all right at just below the first bar. So I don't know how that worked out. I got 5 of them down here, and it all came to up to the first bar. But anyway, that gave me plenty of water to give the garden a good soaking, because there's still no rain in the forecast. Just these little 20%ers each day, but that's not going to give me anything. So I did give it a good soaking and got everything watered, so it's happy. And the citrus trees on the other side, I got all of those done. And that pear tree's hanging on to some leaves for quite a while here yet. And some of those leaves are apple leaves, so it's going to be a good productive year coming up this year. And late spring, I'll be doing some more grafting. And this is the apple that I grafted into this pear tree. This is ambrosia. Okay, 223 is not 2023. That's February 23rd of this year, 2022, when I did that graft. So it's a healthy graft, and you can see down here where the graft is healing. And then this one is the scribbling. Anyway, that's the pear that I took off of that pear tree and grafted onto this one. And this is Red Delicious here and Red Delicious there. Now, they are still flexible, so we'll see if those things start showing sprouts in the springtime, because Red Delicious is in its dormant state right now, so it's not going to produce anything. So that's what I got done. And a little Chicken Little that was born back on the 1st of August is getting big. And she's about as big as the other hens now, but still low hen on the totem pole. And when I bring in the treats, I've got to stand in between all the bully hens and let Chicken Little get some of those too, because she's got to be laying eggs now. And those are probably the smaller eggs that I've been getting. But I was wondering, since her mother was a New Hampshire Red and her father was the Leghorn that I have, Banty from Brewster, I was wondering if and she's all white, I'm wondering if she's going to lay white eggs. But I haven't seen any white eggs in the group. They're all coming out brown eggs or tan eggs. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to get that done. Tell you what was going on. And these guys are making a big mess out here. But I'll get out with a rake and rake it all up. And there's Patches. Right, Patches? How you doing, buddy? You doing okay? You feeling better? You're outside. That's a good thing. All right. So the thing is that they've been eating plastic at night, and I'm trying to break them. Well, I've pretty much got them trained now to where they don't run after my van all the way out through the gate anymore. I just have to say, you guys stay home, and they'll turn around and go back right into this area and stay here. So they understand that. And old Gillis over here, he likes being by himself all the time. But that's about it. I want to thank Sherry, the secretary, for the donations of dog food. She may end up with a job change category or something, and may not be able to afford to help me with supporting these dogs anymore. So I did say in the last video, anybody out there that can help, please do what you can for me, because it's expensive. I know ingesting plastic is not good for dogs, and I can't take them to a vet because that would be a multi-$100 bill. So the best I could do is just make sure that they eat well, drink plenty of water, and try to get that through their system, and we'll move on from there. All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Don't forget your thumbs ups down there. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm going to let you get away with it one more time. Today, if you subscribe, it's still free. All right. It's always free at my channel. You can subscribe anytime on my channel and it'll be free. So this is G Bear signing off.